The Sunday school lessons for November the 9th, 2025 are Jerusalem's fall and We've Fallen and We Can't Get Up. 2 Kings chapter 24 verses 18 through 20 and chapter 25 verses 1 through 9. Welcome, viewers and subscribers, to my channel, The Backstory and More. I am Audrey. If you are new here, please know this is a verse-by-verse interpretation of the lesson. If you've not already subscribed, please do so today. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you for all that you do to help this channel grow, one viewer and one subscriber at a time. Verse 18, interpretation. Zedekiah became king young at only 21 and ruled for 11 difficult years during Judah's final decline. His reign was the last before Jerusalem's destruction. Verse 19, Zedekiah continued the sinful and the rebellious patterns of his predecessors, especially idolatry, injustice, and disobedience to God's word through the prophet Jeremiah. Verse 20, interpretation. Judah's destruction was not simply political, but spiritual, a result of God's righteous anger. Zedekiah's rebellion against Babylon was the final act that triggered judgment. Verse 1, interpretation. Nebuchadnezzar surrounded Jerusalem, cutting off supplies and isolating the city. It symbolized God's judgment in closing his people. Verse 2, interpretation. The siege lasted about 18 months, a drawn-out period of suffering that fulfilled prophetic warnings. Verse 3, interpretation. The people's physical hunger reflected their spiritual starvation from rejecting God's word. Verse 4, the Babylonians breached Jerusalem's wall, and Zedekiah's soldiers fled in desperation, showing failed leadership. Verse 5, Zedekiah's attempt to flee was futile. His capture marked the reversal of Israel's blessings. Verse 6, Zedekiah faced judgment not only from men but from God for rebellion and disobedience. Verse 7, the tragic act left Zedekiah blind and broken, a living symbol of spiritual blindness and judgment. Verse 8, interpretation. Babylon's officer was sent to carry out the destruction and deportation, fulfilling Jeremiah's prophecy. Verse 9, interpretation. The burning of the temple represented the breaking of Israel's covenant fellowship with God and total judgment. Summary. These passages record not just a historical fall, but a spiritual collapse. Zedekiah represents disobedient leadership. The siege represents the painful result of ignoring God's word. The destruction of the temple represents the loss of God's manifest presence among his people. Yet, in the broader biblical story, this judgment led to hope. The exile purified the nation and prepared the way for the promise of a new covenant, and ultimately, the coming of Jesus Christ, the true King, who restores what sin destroyed. Thank you so much for listening. Stay safe and may God bless.